I want to welcome everyone to the Crypto Kingdom and Bitcoin Spike. This is London. We're going to go through some details today. Real quickly, it's kind of a red alert situation. I want to go through the technical analysis of Bitcoin, exactly what's going on with the pricing action right now. Currently, the price at $47,889.54. That's down from our recent intermittent high, which I'm going to go ahead and tell you was just about 50,470. That's coming from the most recent intermittent low, just under 30,000 guys at about 29,280 and 49 cents, which represented a beautiful return in excess of 60%. I'm going to say in excess of 70% over 33 days. Currently, we're still up about 64% in this period of time over the last 37 days. That's 70, almost 72% at 33 days. So very, very nice returns. And we have a great group. I want to invite all you guys to join our VIP. That's our top level of membership. We do have rooms in the back on Twitter that we are constantly trying to update and stay in communication with our VIPs to give you guys some great, new coins, some different opportunities for you guys to profit on. So we definitely look forward to increasing those opportunities for you all to experience. So in terms of where we're at right now, we just want to thank you very much for being a member or being a subscriber. Definitely hit the like button if you guys have just shown up. We would appreciate that very much. If you would hit that like button, that will help us know that you appreciate these streams. Let's go through the pricing action here. In terms of the pattern formation, I just want to reassure everyone that today was kind of a brutal day in the market. I just want to let you guys know we experienced some things that we normally don't experience. It was a little bit rough. As I highlight this specific pattern, this falling wedge, guys, typically this is a continuation pattern. We would have expected, let me put this right back on, let me snap that too. We would expect this clearly, guys, to be a continuation pattern to the upside. It's a falling wedge. This is by the book, guys. It is a bullish pattern. We would expect it to continue to the upside. It did not, okay? And not only was it Bitcoin, there were probably 2 or 3 or 4, major ones that I saw personally. And guys, the entirety of the market, I was trying to find the best movers in the market, and it seemed like even the best movers, guys, were experiencing price action like this. This is not standard. As you look at this, this is an indicator right now. I put red alert on the title of this, and it's not a doomsday. I don't want you guys to think it's a doomsday, but I do want you guys to recognize where the patterns are failing right now. And this is something that if people are getting involved in these trades, if you're continuing to try and push into the market to capture your gains, just understand, guys, this is exactly what's happening now as people would play this breakout, in and around the 48,701. The probabilities, I just want to reinforce, the probabilities are that this is going to continue to the upside. That's the probability. Could it still do that? It could. After it has probably taken some good profit from individuals, maybe they've earned or invested either in this or earned elsewhere. This would just be a very standard entry that someone would want to get into in terms of, guys, it's just a beautiful pattern. It's a nicely defined along the line of support and the line of resistance. It was definitely there. It could be questioned whether or not that would want to push now. It's kind of a large model, in terms of a falling wedge. It definitely could push now, but if we get into kind of a pushing element, we would probably, I'm going to say this, we would definitely run into this line of support before that came into play. Let's review this line of support because it has come into play once, twice, 3 times, very, very, very clearly defined. Okay, so as we look at the pricing action, this is a crucial line, trend line, guys, a line of support. If this were to break, and that's why it's a red alert, guys, if this were to break, and I do want to go ahead and bring this up, guys, because we did just break a pattern right here. This was a really clearly, nicely established, we had a line of resistance here with 1-2 hits. At least 2 hits was nice. You can see it was clearly recognized in terms of the breakout right here. And I think that's significant because it was recognized here. The other patterns that I saw fail, guys, I saw them fail, and it was, they were also recognized. It just that none of them, and guys, some of them were big moves against the market and against the players in the market. And as I look at this, it's just this wasn't anticipated. I'll just tell you guys. Sometimes you always understand there is variability. There is the element of risk, but we do expect those patterns that are bullish in nature to indeed be bullish in nature, right? We expect those, if we're operating by the book, we kind of expect the market to play along, to work in conformance with our expectations. So when they don't, and we run into a situation like this, I just have to bring it to your attention that we're in kind of a compromise position right now, and it's nothing that we anticipated. It's no one's fault. It is just what it is. So as we look at this, just stay focused on your strategy. Stay focused on the group that you guys have and the team that you have, definitely in the back, etc. This is nothing. We definitely cover things in terms of exposure. Like you understand, we're always very big on things like stop loss, things like not incurring too much loss, etc. Now this may still play out on Bitcoin, just as you look at kind of a recovery mode. Here, if you are in the trade here, it is down, I think, a couple percentage points here. As we look at some of the other, I thought this was interesting. As we look at some of the other coins, even some coins that haven't been really correlated with Bitcoin are up against this same dynamic right now. This multiple hit along a trend line, and you guys understand, if this were to not hold. Okay, if this were not to hold this trend line here, we would be in a different dynamic. Okay, we have appreciated this trend over a period of 30 plus days. It has produced what you guys in excess of 65%, over 70%. So it's been a huge monumental rebound. We've been excited to be able to call this in and around this area, the recovery in and around this area. I hope that gave you guys some confidence as you looked at the market. Letting you guys know about the recovery in this zone, I think, was very crucial as we could look at, where were you positioned? Were you willing to go heavier into the market? I would much rather have brought that to your attention in this zone than to start talking about a recovery in this zone, right? We have a lot of, profits under our belt at this point in time. And some of you may have gotten hit in the market today, I'll say, with your altcoins. This pattern that had failed in Bitcoin, this falling wedge, guys, it repeated throughout the entirety of the alts that I saw. Very, lack of predictability was just huge. It was really, I haven't seen the market quite like this. I don't know, guys. It's been, I don't know, I don't want to say ever, but it was a difficult day in the market, a difficult day because it was giving a clear signal in terms of a breakout here. We might have said it didn't have enough momentum, but it did get up there. If you guys saw this breakout on Bitcoin, it did start to push up here and really slam down here. So it was really, in terms of it being, I don't want to say unfair, but it was a very particular day in the market. I think a lot of people had trades that aren't indicative maybe of the normal trades that you guys have. I understand that, you guys in the back that are trading, as hard as you can. We just appreciate you guys being back there, and it's been a lot of fun to trade with you. And let's look at this, guys. As we look at kind of the periodic movement, we notice that the first and second period, are of a distinct kind of length. We have kind of a measured move that's equidistant between these two this first and second move. This third move is abbreviated. Okay, I want to bring that up. It's abbreviated, and that I think that gives us a little bit of insight into the phase that we're in. And the phase, I guess, if we were to really diagnose this right now, if I were to start to look at, well, what are the reasons that we might have broken down here, that we have this expressed weakness in the market, an inability to fulfill positive price action, right? I would start looking at things like the kind of periodicity, or they would actually call it harmonicity, believe it or not. It's the periodic basis, the periodic levels or distances between the pricing action. You can see this first, essentially the first period being of kind of a measured length of time. The second one kind of concurrent with that. You can see kind of the concurrence there. They would call that, guys, the harmonicity is actually the word for it, is the distance between these. And then this one here being about the measured move of the half of the entirety of this one. This would be called a principle of harmonicity. I want to let you guys know that this move right here would be about, overall would be about twice that, or this one would be half the move of this one. As you guys look at applying your fundamentals and technical analysis, the harmonicity can have implications, okay? And that is the principle, just so you know, that is the principle, that you may have two periods together and one is more likely to be about half the distance in terms of the pricing action, or in terms of the periodic, I'd say the measurement of the period, that yes, that is about half the previous length of the previous price action. So Definitely want to try and help educate because I know you guys are working hard on your studies and trying to learn TA as best you can. We focus on the principles of technical analysis from the New York Institute of Finance, guys. So we want to bring you guys the very best in TA. And I would say that period or that principle of harmonicity, just the tightening of this structure is about all I can say right now in terms of why have we been unable to produce positive price action. It's just it was a little bit beyond frustrating. I think it cost people a lot of money in the market today. Definitely, if you guys, were going into it on a big position. The good news is, I just want to bring this up. You guys have had such a phenomenal run. So it's kind of like, well, today wasn't great, but guys, you've had so much in terms of profits. Definitely protecting yourself. I would expect you guys, to have, maybe 90% of your profits on hand, right? It's been a nice run up. You guys are doing well. If you had I know everyone had a rough day in the market today. So as you look at this, just understand it's been a nice run up. So we take the good with the bad, and we keep on ticking. You guys know that. So you'll see this. We are just about at the point where we're coming into contact with the trend line. This is a real kind of historic moment in the recovery of Bitcoin because this has been a key level, a key focal point here. As we look at this in the initiation of it, in and around 32,338, in onto the 37,800 area, into the 44,000, and guys, it looks again like we'll hit it around the 47.5 or 6, 47. Let me say the 47. Let's say I won't say exactly where. In between the in this area, the mid 47,000s. So this will be an area where a lot of people will enter into a trade. I am planning on entering into a trade. So I wanted to update you guys that this would be an area where people are going to enter into a trade on Bitcoin. Okay, this is the trend line. This would be a standard pickup for Bitcoin, guys, so that if you're looking to trade, it also may be reflected through your altcoins right now. I want to let you guys know that you also may have this reflected through your altcoins. To the degree, I'm going to say this, to the degree that we just failed this falling wedge, which is a normal bullish pattern, which is supposed to break to the upside. It did break to the upside, but guys, it's supposed to continue to the upside. That's the probability. So to the extent that that configures in at all with this trend line, I just look forward to seeing how it's going to work out. I'm going to tell you, with a strong trend line like this, I'm just not going to hesitate to hammer into this. I want to let you guys know they did not, what would I say? They did not, I appreciate that on Solana. Nice recommendation, Jax. Solana has performed very well. I appreciate you bringing that up in the chat. UVIP, I would love you guys to say something in the chat. At least hit that like button so I know you guys are around. As we because it is late. I don't know who's here or who's not here. Thank you guys for doing it if you are here. We've had a lot of trading going on and some development going on. So I have a new computer. So we've been dealing with some really cool stuff recently. And so yeah, we'll probably stream live tomorrow with the full setup, etc. So as we look at this, guys, this is just something that I'm planning on hammering. Just absolutely without question, because it is the trend line of Bitcoin. It's just something that's going to happen. I'm not going to let it because we ran into a problem here. Now, I will be cautious within this, and I will not do the following. I will not play at all if it wants to. I'm not going to play the recovery routine. If it wanted to, I do believe there's a trade in here, but I do not want to play recovery or clean up with the notion that, well, it may go down into here and it may decide to break in out of this and up back through the trend line. I'm not one of those types of traders that's going to just hold on for hope in that kind of an instance. If I get burned on a pattern, guys, if I'm working with the probabilities, if it's a costly one, I'll just tell you, as long as I'm working within the probabilities, that's fine. If you guys work this breakout of what would essentially based on the probabilities, if this would be a continuation pattern to the upside. If it did, let me say, if it did cause you some loss today, just understand, guys, by the probabilities in the long run, your strategy, by the book, if you continue by the book, I would just state that you're going to be fine. Continue to employ the principles of technical analysis, the fundamentals that are applied to the financial markets and to crypto, and you guys are going to be fine. If it was a rough day, that's what we're all here for. That's why we're a community and why we have a good time. We laugh a little, we cut up a little in the back rooms, and it's just to be expected. We take the good with the bad, and after all of this good, just understand, guys, that if we had a tough day with a breakdown here, and I know a lot of the alts specifically got, I saw an ascending triangle on Luna. And I saw it, and I'm like, Luna's gone up 700%. It had gone up 700%. Luna did, and there was an ascending triangle. And guys, that's the strongest, one of the most bullish patterns you can get to set a new foundation or a base to continue to go up. And it failed that. And I looked at it, I was like, I cannot believe it's been up 700%, and it does not want to complete there's no interest in an ascending triangle. The overall market today that I really took a note of, literally, guys, was just dead today. I don't know why, but I looked at the exchanges. I looked at the transactional, not just the volume. The dollars were there, but the price action just wasn't. It was like someone had just sucked all of the energy out of the markets. It was an odd feeling to be trading today. It was very distinct. I don't know if you guys were trading, but it was tangible. There was no movement, no positive price movement. If it happened, it happened very quickly. It was kind of spur of the moment. You had to just be lightning quick to catch any of it, and it was just difficult. We saw a lot of these failing after absorbing orders, and this didn't look like this, guys. In terms of the breakout here of Bitcoin, which occurred around the 48.7, and we were excited because people were starting to talk. It's at 49, right? And it was getting just enough of a push up here that it's like, okay, we have some momentum. To the contrary, we did not have that momentum. It started to stutter step and go down. As we look at the contact with the trend line here, that was quite a pour down just in Bitcoin alone, guys. It had gone up into this area, guys. That's a 5% move. Just so we know, that's a 5% move just on Bitcoin. That's a big move, guys, for the entirety of any coin. 5% is a big move down. As we look at Bitcoin from, let's go ahead and measure this. As we look at Bitcoin, this is one good thing, is it provides some value. I want to let you guys know that. As we look at the entirety, of this potential move down, guys, up to about, almost 7% down on through since the recent, I'd say intermittent high, about 3-month high of 50,529. We did an exit right at about 50,000. Angel and I did an exit at about 50,000, 50,200. I want to say 50,250. So we were able to capture most of that profit in this area, in this zone. And I just wanted to book that. I wanted to, have that in our order book, that close out at 50,250. So we definitely, I think we met the mark in terms of kind of calling this top. We do have the receipt for that, and that's nice. Angel, shout out to you. I hope you're doing really well this evening, and shout out to all the VIPs. I'm excited to continue to be able to bring you guys information. And sorry it's a little bit late, but we definitely wanted to bring it because we are right on the trend line. It's a very important moment in time. So we could spend time and go through some of the altcoins. I do know that this is a very heavily traded, moment in time right now, a very crucial moment. If you were looking for a trade on Bitcoin, here is your opportunity, okay? Now, it seems like, well, this is maybe a frightening zone. This is not where we really want to be. Guys, I'm going to tell you, this is exactly where you want to be. This is the most, consistent line thus far, which, we've hit this, 1, 2, 3, 4 times already. So this is something in the entirety of the price action of Bitcoin. It's been the most consistent. So I would expect, a lot of orders to be filling at this area. I will bring it up with the caveat, though. I would have also expected this falling wedge to succeed today. It just didn't, for whatever reason. It seemed like the price action was just the overall the mechanisms. If you were trading today, you know what I'm talking about. If you guys were actually trading, if you were out there working your patterns, etc., you saw and you felt it. It just the price action. It wanted to work against people all day long. I don't know why. I did wake up early, and I hit some good trades this morning. Earlier, very early, and that worked out well. But it seemed like after that, and I had traded those on the way down, and it's like anything that was expected to kind of go up, it just kind of worked against the traders. So you'll have days like this. It is the nature of the market. We take the good and the bad, and we can definitely if you guys had a rough day, we can definitely recover from any of that. So as we look at this contact here on the trend line, you'll just see that occurring right now at the 47,127. That's a key focal point. That's a target area that a lot of people are entering into right now on Bitcoin. Now, it does have a kind of a cross indication, which I guess we could discuss. And the cross indication is going to be this already, formulated falling wedge. If orders are already set up in this wedge for whatever reason, if people want to respect that wedge formation, that's going to be something they're going to that could potentially pull it into this zone. I don't want that. You guys understand? We are very bullish. We have been. We are very involved in the community. We love the community, and we appreciate all of your involvement and your subscribing, etc. So just understand, we don't have to make this a long stream, but just understand this needs to hold. You guys know that more than anything, but you do not want to be involved typically. Now, to the extent it would want to fake you out, let me talk about this, guys. My key level was about 51,000 that I want to see Bitcoin up over. I want to see it up over 51,000. The reason is there's a kind of an important hitch right here. If you guys can see this important hitch right here, guys, that was a prior level of resistance that we tried to get up above at about the 51.8. I want to see Bitcoin above this level. Okay, and I'm just saying, in terms of it becoming like a free and clear situation, this is and I haven't had any of these. I want you guys to know I have not had a single level really that I've said, well, I really will get, I'll go ahead and get really bullish. Right now, I've been bullish the entire time. You guys know in this area, I was telling you, I think it's a good time to buy Bitcoin down in this area. Just publicly, I talked about the recovery as well. I even got some flack back from people, some close people to me who decided that, I shouldn't do that and wanted to talk to me and wanted to have a phone call and say, no, you don't need to be telling people that. It was back in here, and I'm like, well, the technicals indicated. I mean, people might as well know about it and potentially make some good money on it. And a lot of people did invest in this area, and it did roll very well. So I'm very glad to be able to have talked to you all about the recovery during this time period, because that was hopefully a facilitator of some great profits. That's 40% up to 48% if you guys capitalize out at the top. And we were able to. Angel and I will hold that as a kind of badge of honor that we have that exit right now, of 50,250, just right near that top. So always trying to buy low, sell high, and that is a key focal for a heavy potential position. I'm just going to say potential for you or whoever's investing, but that's how we want to maximize things out. So we do note that the nature of these pricing cycles has changed. This is a shorter pricing cycle. Easy for me to say, cycle in this area. It's about half the distance of the previous cycles, okay? So to the extent that this would express weakness, I'm just going to say we have to come up with some descriptives as to why this failed today. And you guys know me, I will never work against the probabilities. Excuse me. I will, I'm the type of trader, and I'm the type of individual who will always instruct, and I do teach people. I've taught alpha traders, etc. Alpha is the percentage by which you beat the market. And just my former financial, training, etc., allows me to do that in terms of training people. And I always teach in terms of the probabilities. That's just what we do. I want to maximize probabilities to a near certainty. So, it's never a certainty when you see a pattern like this. Well, it's supposed to be a continuation pattern to the upside. We know that. That is the probability. Now, to get it to a near certainty, we would have some other factors we would include in that. And one of the factors that we would take into account right now is the fact that we're dealing with kind of a limited pricing structure relative to the previous zones. Now, to the extent that this breaks this trend line, what I'm going to say, instead of explaining what has already occurred in hindsight 2020, I'm going to always say this is, and by the book, guys, this is a bullish pattern. As you see a falling wedge, always know it's a bullish pattern. Do not let this experience ruin your ruin your day with a falling wedge, guys. Read up on it. Read from the kind of the masters, the trade masters, etc. This is always considered to be a bullish pattern. So something else may be going on that we're not real. I don't know. I will tell you this: a lot of people may have taken profits. Let's just talk about that, guys. A lot of people may have taken profits. We took profits in and around this zone, just to let you guys know, because I want to see that 51,000 be broken. I want to see that because it's indicated to the left here, this key zone in this area, it's indicated as a prior resistance when it was trying to kick back up and it couldn't. And that's a major level. If you guys look at all the pricing action here, it really struggled to get up. above that 51,000. It could not. And I haven't been saying that about I need to see it get above this 45. I need to see it get above this. No, I did bring this up here, guys. And as being, kind of the key point, key level that I want to see it get above. So in terms of that, just, in between here and there, I plan to trade. I want to let you guys know I plan to trade in between here or there. If we do break down, if we break down out of this zone in here is nothing I particularly want to be involved in at all. I want to let you guys know it's nothing I want to be involved in at all. I do not want to erase gains that were made through the entirety of this run with hopeful thinking. And in terms of I'd say some of the, I just say this overall, this smaller area in here has caused some frustrations because everyone was kind of expecting, I'll just talk about this. We did call this move to the upside, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 formation. We gave you the 5 before it occurred. One thing it did not do, it really didn't get above, and even we sold, guys, at this level, and it just didn't get above this 51,000, or this, the overall was about, 50,250 was our sale receipt on this. And in terms of that, it just didn't express fully what these other levels of the pricing action accomplished. It just didn't. So as we look at that, maybe it's kind of the writing on the wall. Maybe we should have seen it. I'll just say this: anytime, I just don't want to have people be hesitant about a falling wedge whatsoever, because the probabilities will show you guys that it is a bullish pattern. So to the extent there's kind of widespread profit taking, I'll just say one thing that we all know, guys, one thing you all know, we have experienced gains in a short amount of time that have been phenomenal. As you guys understand that, it has literally been phenomenal. We have experienced, let me go ahead and someone wants the volume turned up. I'll try and turn that up for you. I hope that helps with the volume. I think that should help with the volume. And we have experienced gains in the market in the last 30 to 35 days, which some people wait, some people wait a year for, or a year and a half for. You guys understand? In 2018, etc., people waited a year or a year and a half to get the level of the level of returns that we have experienced recently within the last 30 to 35 days. So I would be very, very excited about the market right now going forward. I think it's indicated. So congrats to those who have experienced those gains. And as we do look at this, you'll just see this trend line start to kind of push through. This is kind of an important moment. I would anticipate on the candlesticks it might do that, but I would really want to see the price action on the line maintain that. We're on the hourly right now, so we may want to switch to a different time frame. And let's make sure that we are pretty close to being exactly on those prior pivots. So as we look at this, guys, just what I would say is just get ready to trade and go get them. This is yours for the taking. If it decides to hit, it's already hit. Let's just go with the probabilities. It's already hit. Let's say 1, 2, 3. So this will be the 4th hit along this trend line. It's really the last, I'd say the last little stand for Bitcoin, because I'm not going to want to be involved in this area. I'm just not. I want to do kind of an inventory on profits. I want to look at what made the most money, what's the best strategy. If Bitcoin decides to get into this area, I want to know. I definitely want to know exactly. And it looks like Corey P has become a member. That's really exciting, Corey. I really appreciate you becoming a member. We're really excited to have you. Let me go ahead and look here and see. Let's see what we got. Let's see all. And I'm trying to pull you up so that I can see in the back room. Corey has just become a member. That's very nice. We do have multiple levels of membership. We have, what do we have? The VIP. That's the top level of membership. And we have, guys, that includes membership in the back. Let's see what we have. Let's say Corey. I'm going to say, Corey, what level did you join? That's going to be great if you joined VIP. We definitely look forward to having you in the back. In the Twitter, we have DMs, we have charts, we have, guys, we hit another 3X. I'm excited about that, guys. The IOI, if you guys don't know about that coin, it's an NFT racing coin. I brought it to the group right after it initially launched, and we had some pricing schematics on it. I gave some pricing levels of accumulation. in the last, since its run up, it's gone up a 3x. I think they have a Tesla competition going on right now. So that's really, really exciting. Corey, let me just do this for you real quickly. If you can go to Twitter, and if you can go to the easiest way to do this, if you can go to Bitcoin Spike, just type in your search box Bitcoin Spike, okay? And go to Bitcoin Spike, and you guys can all do this. Go to Bitcoin Spike, and I'll just show you guys. It's kind of a new deal we put together. If you can go ahead and just reply to this, Corey, just click on this and say, hello, I'm VIP. If you can do that, that'd be great. If you did join VIP level, I hope you did. And we have backdoor. What do we have here? Backdoor. Guys, all these rooms back here are just full of nice charts, nice stuff. Like we have, look at this, just consistent charts. We have references to trade manuals, etc. We just have a really great group in the back. So I look forward to welcoming you guys as you proceed in your trading career. We just want to help make you the best. That's just it. It's not snake oil because a lot of our guys are good. They're good enough to beat the market consistently. So that's our goal. Today may have been a tough. I'm going to say this entire move in here, this kind of abbreviated move, may have been a tough trading day for a lot of you guys. Or trading days, a few days here for a lot of you guys. The patterns, like for instance today, may have not worked out as expected. That's okay, guys. There's always going to be variation. There's always going to be, kind of a day just to say, well, this is not the norm, but we'll take it. We'll take the good and the bad. The good included, for a lot of you, tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions even, in terms of gain along this realm. So as things really tightened up and started to narrow in and focus negatively today, guys, just take the good with the bad. This is the market. This is the fun of it, is being able to have these profits and be able to say, well, today was very difficult, right? And just to be able to say, out of all truth, well, that is the truth, guys. You've had phenomenal gains. So to the extent that today was difficult, it included some just ballistic, unfair kind of moves. And I saw them on multiple coins. Guys, it's the market. It just happens. That occurs. Don't be surprised if things have been tight the entirety during this period here. Just understand there's been some uncertainty here. We've been trying to get up. We couldn't. We formulated this. One thing we can say, we formulated this abbreviated, if you look at the pricing action here, we really formulated this abbreviated, I'd say, position here. Let's get to that. We formulated this kind of, look how abbreviated it is compared to the previous pricing action. You can see we were really crammed in here, so all the trading has been extraordinarily tight. And not just on Bitcoin, guys, all your altcoins, this area in here has just felt like, it's like, we really, it's like, what's wrong with the market? It's just been tight, guys. We have been up along this $51,000 mark and this barrier that if we go back over here, you guys will clearly see that expressed. I'll let you guys know that that was really, kind of a key level for me, that I want to see Bitcoin up above it. And I mean up above it and well up above it, so that I can feel comfortable that level has been broken. And I did anticipate that. We discussed it in terms of that level providing some complications in terms of your trades. Guys, this area in here last several days has not been easy trading. I know you guys are good. I do know that, okay? As a matter of fact, you guys, I know you're good traders, and you guys understand this has been tight, right? And not just on Bitcoin, but, as we've tried to, muscle up through this and kind of gotten, lodged in here, as we've then, cranked down, up kind of close to the trend line, we've been, constricted in here. Your other alts have been expressing these same frustrations, right? And it's come out in the form of patterns that are just not working out. We have not only almost hit the trend line here on the line, but then thereafter almost, essentially broken out of a falling wedge at this point, which then frustrated to the downside here. So guys, you're looking at multiple moves here. Even if this is an abbreviated, this could have been an abbreviated. We'd say this could be a nice run up to be completed up this way. So you're looking at maybe, a complication number one here, where it wasn't fully completed to the upside. You're looking at a complication, potentially here, where you fell into a wedge instead of hitting the trend line. That's two. Complication three here, where you tried to break out and you gave you got on notice that you were breaking out. That's three here. And guys, I'm going to say the fourth is the fact that we could pour down into the wedge formation instead of holding this trend line. So there's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of different factors. a lot of different factors that are just focused on you. I'd say that you're compelled to pay attention to. I'll just say that, whether or not you pay attention to them, they're gonna show themselves to you. So that's just a really difficult dynamic of the market, and I hope that it's not I don't know, that it's short lived. Let's say that, and that you're not too overexposed. I talk to people about peppering in at the top. I want to talk to you about that. Always pepper in at the top. I'll say this. That doesn't always mean, guys, that you have to just invest 10%. Okay, but if you're investing a larger amount of money, make sure you keep your stops in and around some position that, at the end of the day, and this and that you're maybe around the 10%. Does that make sense, right? If you're around the top of something, make sure that you've got enough in the storehouse, etc., that you're not going to eliminate your gains. And I know you guys played the cards right in terms of having the double and triple down, the heavier exposure at these levels, so that, guys, when you rode this up, you can still play heavily up here and not run into that. So that's kind of the framework that I like to look at. In terms of your exposure here, it doesn't have to be just lightly trading to where it doesn't mean anything. Just make sure that your stops are set. Make sure that your overall exposure includes dynamics of elimination of loss, or a protective stop loss, something like that, to where you wouldn't, let's say, if this trend broke, you wouldn't experience the entirety of the move down. Something like that. Now, in terms of the entirety of the move down, we would be lucky to get into the value zones of Bitcoin and our altcoins. We would be wonderfully happy to be able to reproduce the last 30 days of pricing action. You guys know that. So as we look at it's a negative price, if we can get more value out of our altcoins, guys, or out of Bitcoin, we're happy. We will do it. We will have targets. We will compound into lower levels. We'll do all that again. We'll be happy to do it. Something tells me we're not going where we were. I'm going to say that right now. You guys understand. Something tells me we are not going where we were. I just really believe that. So with all my analytical skills and all the other nuances that I can bring to the table, I just don't believe we are going to where we were in terms of the depths of where we were. So looking at here, we're stuck on this trend line. I wanted to bring this to you live because it's a key focal point right now. You guys, and let me hear from Corey in the chat here. If you can go ahead and shout out and let me know. If you can let me know in terms of that, it would be really great to let me know which level you did subscribe to on the channel. So this is London. We will let it go and let people rewatch this. I just want to go and execute some trades myself. I want you guys to get busy in terms of trading, and I just wish you guys good luck. And yeah, take care of yourself. This is London.